Significant fortunes are rarely built through massive salaries, lucky breaks, or high-stakes gambles. If you look inside the accounts of those who have achieved long-term financial success, the evidence points toward a much quieter force. It is a mathematical principle so powerful that Albert Einstein reportedly called it the eighth wonder of the world. That force is compounding. Unlocking it requires looking past the social performance of spending and unlearning the visible habits we've been conditioned to associate with wealth. Think about the last time you saw someone driving a multi-million rupee luxury car past a high-end storefront. The automatic assumption is that the person behind the wheel has arrived at a state of peak financial success. In reality, there is only one objective financial fact you can confirm in that moment. The driver's bank account is now lower by the exact price of that car. This is the man-in-the-car paradox. We often spend money on visible status symbols to signal success to others, but the purchase itself diminishes the very net worth we are trying to project. True wealth exists in a different form. It consists of the financial assets that have not been converted into physical possessions, the money that remains saved and invested. Because this wealth is hidden by design, it remains easy to overlook the mathematical engine required to build it. That engine runs on a specific mechanic, the process of earning returns on an initial investment, and then subsequently earning returns on those accumulated returns. Isolating the compound interest variables, principal, rate, and time, reveals time's placement as an exponent is the most critical. Over long horizons, duration impacts the outcome far more than the initial deposit. Modest investments stay flat for decades before hitting an explosive, exponential growth phase. While the rate of return dictates the speed of your progress, the length of the timeline dictates the final scale of the fortune. Warren Buffett is the ultimate case study for this principle. At age 60, Warren Buffett was worth roughly $3 billion. The vast majority of his current $100 billion net worth was generated after his 60th birthday. This explosive growth was possible only because he maintained the investment process for over 8 decades without interruption. Other investors have achieved higher annual returns, but they often started later or stopped earlier, resulting in significantly smaller total fortunes. The math suggests that extreme wealth is less a product of superior intellect and more a product of giving the compounding exponent the decades it requires to reach its peak. If the path to wealth is a matter of time and patience, why do so few people successfully navigate it? Biology works against us. Our brains are hardwired to prioritize immediate gratification, making the initial, slow-moving decades of compounding feel unproductive. Social expectations amplify this impatience. The pressure to look successful leads people to liquidate their investments to purchase the symbols of wealth others can actually see. Every time capital is pulled out to fund a lifestyle, the time exponent resets. The growth curve is cut short just as it begins to gain momentum. Compounding functions as a psychological test of ego suppression and the ability to tolerate long periods of invisible progress. This returns us to the purpose of unspent wealth. If the goal isn't to eventually buy luxury items, then what is the actual utility of a hidden fortune? The most valuable asset wealth can provide is financial independence. In practice, this means waking up without debt, navigating life without financial anxiety, and maintaining total control over how you spend your time. Securing this level of autonomy requires an early start, refusing to play the status game, and the discipline to let time perform the heavy lifting. True wealth provides the permanent freedom to live completely on your own terms.